Also, that's not right. Okay, you are. So also welcome to all those who are online on Zoom. I think there are quite a lot, I see. Hello, I just tried to see everyone. At least I see the names. Very good. Yeah, so welcome. I'm happy to be here. So my name is Tenzin Thegchog, as you maybe know, and I'm a monk from Nalanda Monastery, and I stayed now for the last 5 months. I stayed in Tushita Dharamsala, guided meditations, and did some types of teachings and so on. And now on the way back, I'm staying here and also doing some teachings, or better saying, sharing the Dharma. I like this more. Teaching means, it sounds like I know everything, which is not true. Although I studied a little bit, I did the master's program, which is a 6 to 7 years program at Nalanda Monastery and also Instituto Lama Tsongkhapa. And I was also teaching assistant for a 2-year Lamrim course. But before I became a monk, I was a social worker for homeless people in Berlin, and I also was a nurse taking care of all elderly people. And later on I was a school teacher for philosophy and literature, and then finally I really decided, now I must give my life meaning and a purpose, and that's actually the topic. So I really would like to speak about this, and the fact that you are here, I think you are also interested in finding the purpose in life. Maybe you already found it, so this is very good. Maybe you need just a confirmation for this. So where to start? Maybe we start with a very short meditation, just watching the breath, doing so-called shamatha meditation, which is also normally translated as calm abiding or serenity meditation. And we just do it for 2 or 3 minutes, and then we set a good motivation, and then we start. This is the usual way in Buddhist practice. Okay, is anyone new to meditation? Please raise your hand. Yeah, we are all quite new. That's very good. Then my explanation is not useless. So maybe we start with a short explanation of sitting. So sitting on a chair is perfectly good. And if you sit cross-legged on the floor, so it's good to put a cushion below your bottom, so that your bottom is higher than your knees, because then your spine also gets automatically upright, and this is very helpful because you get a more upright chest. Also the energy channels in the body are more straight, and you can breathe more freely, so that's quite nice to do. And also keep your shoulders level and the head centered, and it's very good to slightly bend forward your head so that your eyes can rest on a place maybe 1.20 meters in front of you. So that's quite helpful. And you can keep your eyes open or closed, but the best way, it is said, keep them half open and just watch over your nose a little bit on this point in front of you. And your hands, you can rest on your knees or your thighs, or you place your right hand, which symbolizes compassion, on your left hand, which symbolizes wisdom. And then both hands are both thumbs are slightly touching, so this means that in Buddhist practice we try to practice a unification of compassion and love with wisdom, with insight. So these are the main points, I think, and then we start with a short breathing meditation. So try to find your posture, feel comfortable with it, so that your body becomes not a distraction. So feel for a moment how you sit. And then you can do a few deeper in and out breaths in order to center yourself. And then slowly narrow the focus of your attention to the small area above your upper lip, at your nostrils. And for a minute or so, try to observe the subtle sensations there when you're breathing in and breathing out. So maybe you notice that the air is a little bit colder when you breathe in and a little bit warmer when you breathe out. So just stay there with your attention at this area. And when you ever become distracted, so don't judge yourself or criticize, simply return in a kind way to your breath. And then from within this calmer mind, we set a good motivation. This is what we are doing when we are doing Buddhist practice, especially when we do the Mahayana practice. So we generate actively the motivation, maybe get through this sharing the Dharma together, get some insight, set our priorities in life into a safe direction. And simply by doing this, getting insight, a more stable and relaxed mind, we are also able to help other sentient beings, other human beings, but also animals and insects and all those sentient beings we can't see. And for all those who are connected more with Buddhism or have taken refuge, we can chant Tibetan refuge stanza together. And I will also, after this, repeat it 2 times in English. Sangye chedan zaki chonam la jancho padu dani gapse chi dagi jinzaki pesonam gi lola benjie sangye dupa shok. I take refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of giving and the other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all living beings. I take refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of giving and the other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. So then let's start. Just have to find, there's so many windows now on my... So maybe we start with the question. Did you already find the question, the answer to this question? Did you find the purpose of life? No? No? Who did it? No one? Okay, you did? Wow. What is it? To experience it, life. Okay. Yeah, good. Whatever this means. You mean, what is life, of course, and also experience also suffering. That belongs also to that. Okay. So who wishes to be happy? You don't want to be happy because you want to experience.
Please don't put your finger on me again.
Oh, sorry. I don't. This was not. Sorry. Okay. No, it's interesting because I like it more if there's some exchange. So don't. Sorry if I put you out. But it's interesting because this gives then some input. So everyone actually wants to be happy. And I think I checked just some, when I was in Dharamsala, there was a shop. So I saw some books. So I thought maybe I should buy them. Okay, again. How to do this? So sharing. Which one is it now? This one. Is it now? You see it? No? Then this? What's not? Yeah, that's a problem when you prepare something like this, no? So you cannot see anything on the...
No, I can't anymore. We used to, but now not anymore.
Okay.
Now yes, but still not on Zoom. On Zoom you have to press share, right?
Yeah, I did. Can you just help me?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry for that.
You can select this one. That would be the easiest.
This I did, yeah.
And then here.
Okay, this I forgot.
Yeah, now it's sharing.
All right, okay. So I found some books in the bookshop at Dharamsala at the airport. And for example, it seems to be it's a very important, yes?
Should I ask my question now or at the end?
Later, because I haven't started.
Yes.
Later. So I found this purpose of life, So find your path to oneness. I don't want to deprecate any of these books, no? So that's I have to say, because some people really take benefit from this. So also The Art of Good Life, Clear Thinking for Business and a Better Life, and also How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah, Carnegie, yeah. So, and then I found this, How to Ikigai, the ancient Japanese secret, lessons for finding happiness and living your life's purpose. I think all these books and so on, these are reactions to our wish, because we all want to find a purpose, no? We want to lead a meaningful life, and for most people, when you ask them, they say, yeah, I want happiness. And I want not only temporary happiness, short-term happiness, because this is what we all have, but we want lasting happiness. So happiness that lasts forever. So now it's, of course, the question, is this even possible? No? But when you look at these books, it seems to be somehow possible. So, of course, I will here present more the Buddhist viewpoint. And I found also it's interesting when you look at the Constitution of Independence of the United States, no? In the preamble, you find the pursuit of happiness is a right for every sentient being, no? Especially now here it's more humans. And when you look then to His Holiness, he says, when asked what is the meaning of life, and he says something, yeah, all living beings want to be happy and they do not want to suffer. So when we look at this, just at this quote, no, there are I think many questions related to this. First, is this really true that all living beings want happiness? For humans, we can say, but for example, animals, do they want happiness? Yes, because they don't want to suffer, so they don't want to be killed, they want to find food and so on. And if you put their finger maybe to little small insects, they go away. So they see this as, you could say, as a threatening or their happiness, whatever they have. So one question is, of course, what is then happiness? Because when we all want this, no, and everything we do according to His Holiness, even if we switch on the light or put some put a water boiler, the water kettle on, or press the fan, or standing up in the morning, he says, and also Buddhism in some texts says, yeah, that's the underlying wish to be happy. This is the intention of, or the underlying intention of all our actions, even if they're very, very small. And normally, I think we are not so aware of this, no? So standing up in the morning, we want to be happy. Going to bed, we want to be happy, and we don't want to suffer. And it's really true, I think, that all beings, especially we really want to be always happy. And as I said, some people say, oh, that's not really possible, because happiness and suffering, they are somehow interrelated. Without suffering, there's no happiness. So you need suffering in order to have happiness. But when you look at the Buddhist, what is really happiness, that's a little bit different. So I think first we have to ask ourselves, so what is actually happiness? No? Is it this ecstatic, giddy feeling, no? What we have sometimes when we buy something or order online and we get our new iPhone 16 Pro and unbox it? Of course, we feel very uplifted and so on, no? And there are many even videos, no, on YouTube, unboxing videos. So it seems to be going into this direction. Or you buy a new car, or when I bought my computer, I was so happy, but only for a short term. So that's maybe the problem. So what we normally think is happiness, this is related to our sense pleasures, because we are beings with different senses, with the eye sense, the ear sense, the tasting, tactile, and so on. So everything, how we receive the world, is by our senses. And normally we think this is happiness, having pleasurable pleasant sense pleasures. But there's one problem with this. So when we do this, first they are temporary, and we said we want lasting happiness. So when you buy your computer or your new iPhone and so on, immediately it starts when you switch it on and you peel this little plastic from the screen and so on. There's automatically coming some fear of that maybe this phone falls down or is not working properly, or gets some scratch on the screen and so on. There's immediately some fear or some dissatisfaction connected. And the other problem is it's always stimulus based. So we need the outside in order to get the sense pleasures. And we have no control about it. And that's, I think, the worst part. For example, you have found a really nice flat. You were looking and everything is fine. You have a nice balcony. You're looking, everything is perfect. The price is okay and so on. And then you find out that your neighbor plays during the night always loud music. So we cannot control it. Yeah, of course, you can get angry. You can even try to get to him and become angry, but we don't have control over this. So actually, when we are looking for happiness in this way, I think we are looking in the wrong direction, because we want lasting happiness. Of course, we could say, yeah, it's like this. So what can we do? But Buddhism would now say, okay, instead of looking outside, we have to look inside. But there is something like a background philosophy or a background program running all the time in our mind, and these are called the 8 worldly concerns. Does anyone heard about this? 8 worldly concerns or 8 worldly dharmas? Yes. Just have to drink. So these are 4 pairs. 4 pairs, and Nagarjuna, in the letter to a friend, he mentioned these, and you could say these are running our life all the time. So then we want to have gain, also possessions, but we fear losing them. We want to have some pleasure, sense pleasures, but we are fearing losing them. Then we want to be praised. Some people say something good to us. That feels so wonderful. You have cooked something and somebody says, "Oh, you are such a good cook." That's so wonderful to feel. And when I leading the courses there in Dharamsala, and many people come after this, it was so amazing what you did and so on. And then you really fall into, there's a lot of danger that you fall into this trap. Also the fear of being blamed for something. And the last one is good reputation or bad reputation. So good reputation is what many people think about you. So maybe the reputation you have in your peer group, at your office, and you will really fear bad reputation. Maybe you see that some people talk about behind your back. So that's really painful. So this is running our life. And sometimes it's called 8 worldly dharmas. And this has nothing to do with the dharma we normally know. You could say dharma with a capital D at the beginning. This is something that guides you, that supports you in order to become liberated and or even enlightened. And then we have the so-called small first letter dharmas. So that's everything any object you feel attached to or some aversion. And the structure is so nice and clear, but really checking our life, how it really runs the show. And with everything what we do, I think that's not so easy to see and also to realize. So Lama Zopa Rinpoche, he spoke a lot about this type of the 8 worldly dharmas, and he said, in order to really practice Dharma with a capital D, you have to see the mistakes of following these so-called worldly dharmas, small dharmas, because they are like, it's like an addiction. No? We want, for example, to get something. We order something on Amazon and so on, but immediately it's like inverted. No? You have some gain, but at the same time you have some loss. So they are like, they are mirroring each other. So one is not without the other. No? So, and also if you have found some loss, you lost something, can be also your partner, can be, no? Then you try to gain a new partner, so that's always there. Then pleasure, we are so I think dominated by the wish to have some comfort, and I'm special in this. So for me, is India really some challenge, because my normal viewpoint of having comfort, that's not always there. Things are not functioning, and then there's a lot of pain or dissatisfaction with this connected. And praise, as I said, this can be a big trap. For example, someone praises you, as I said, being a good cook, and he does it one time, but next time you cook also something nice, but he doesn't say something. Immediately you start to suffer, no? Because why he didn't say it again? No? I'm still, no? So we are like, we want it all the time. What is it?
There's a power cut.
Okay, but you have a. This is what I'm.
Things are not functioning. But actually, the inverter is functioning. We're very blessed.
Yeah.
We're still online.
That's good.
Only the mind is not working.
So maybe you have to check for yourself what is in your life the most prominent pair. So find it out, and sometimes really do some do some meditation about this, some reflection to get some insight how we are controlled by this. And as I said, even we are not really aware, no, that we are. So for me, it was quite a shock, no, how my life was so dominated by this. No? So, and for the left side, gain, pleasure, praise, and good reputation, this is something what normally people say, this is happiness. They say, in our ordinary sense, if you meet anything, you get some things, you have a nice holiday and so on, someone praises you and you have a good reputation at your job, that's success in life. That's what we are going for. So that's the problem, is that, as I said, there are some problems with that. First, they are impermanent. So everything is changing from moment to moment, also all the things we buy, they will fail at one point. All the pleasures that we have, even the greatest holiday, all the travels we do, sometimes we want to program the memories within us, but even memories are changing from moment to moment. So there is now, it's not reliable. So we have no control, and if we live like this, of course we can do this. We are our own enemy, actually, because what we actually want is happiness, lasting happiness, and what we get is suffering, the right side, because both sides are totally interconnected. And also a lot of clinging or attachment arises. So attachment is a difficult word for some, but according to Buddhism, attachment is an affliction, a delusion. So when you have it and look at your mind is disturbed. There's some restlessness, some dissatisfaction there, also some tightness in your mind, and you really try to stick to something. And the reason is you exaggerate the good qualities of it. Maybe you put even good qualities onto the object or the person, which are even not there, but normally it's just blowing up. So it's not really a realistic type of mind, no? It's not in tune with reality. So what is the problem then with attachment? Because we exaggerate things, good qualities, we will be always disappointed, no? Because the object or the person will not meet your expectations. So it's the door to disappointment. So that's not good. The other side, the right side, you have always worry and fear. You're always in stress, running for the good things and fearing or have the fear losing it. And there's a lot of disappointment and you want to be more. You want to have more. And there's, I think Lama Yeshe, he said, there's something, our mind goes totally up and down, left and right, up and down. So it's called the emotional state of a yo-yo. No? So we are, if you really watch your mind, it's going like this. No? So this is our yo-yo mind. And we have then a mantra especially for this. No? More and better, more and better, more and better, more and better. That's the mantra we are always saying when we are controlled by this, no? I think. So check for yourself. I have, for example, this, I like also to criticize myself. Wait. So I have this nice low-tech notebook, but now a new thing came out, bigger, with light, and I want to have it. It's just 400 euros more, no? But I want to have it, no? It's more, better and better, no? So that's also how advertisement works, no? Everything, no? So now I destroyed your concept of happiness. I'm sorry for that. So what does actually the Buddha say to happiness? What is left? No? If this is not happiness, no? So the actually happiness, he said, it's having a peaceful mind and a purpose in life. So everyone wants to have a peaceful mind, but how to get it? First, if our mind is controlled by these yo-yo mind, we are somehow addicted, then I think there's no peace in your mind. If there's attachment, you exaggerate, you have high expectations, you will definitely be disappointed. The other side, you have aversion to the right side of these four pairs. So you will have aversion, irritation, and anger coming up. So these are not peaceful states of mind. So purpose in life, so what could this be? So when we follow the 8 worldly concerns, we are only focusing on ourselves, on our own happiness. So, and His Holiness says, helping others, supporting them, practicing generosity and patience and also compassion, this is the most fulfilling way of feeling. But we have to be careful that we don't try now to make everyone happy and neglect ourselves. So it's very important that we start with ourselves, no? To have compassion for ourselves, which means here seeing the problems we create by following the 8 worldly concerns and not wanting it anymore, to be free of it. So this would be compassion for oneself. This is also called sometimes renunciation. The word is a little bit, has some connotations I don't like so much, but if you translate it just as the wish to be free from this type of suffering we are creating and reinforcing all the time, this is renunciation, wishing to be free from it. And when we start with this, we also get some purpose in life, because we see that developing our good qualities we already have, like love and compassion, and also some wisdom we already have. When we really live in accordance with these values and live our life, give it a safe direction, going into this direction, this is a purpose in life. So following your own values, become free from the 8 worldly concerns, and with this actually, as Lama Zopa says, the practice of Dharma starts. You are on the way then, you take then refuge or safe direction into something that is more, you create less suffering for yourself, but you're less suffering for other sentient beings. So instead of being overly preoccupied with external circumstances and outer stimuli, it said it's good to investigate yourself, checking how your mind works, because we don't know normally, cultivating inner peace and compassion, developing a stable mind and realizing the nature of reality. All these means, instead of looking outside, looking inside. So some people then normally ask, yeah, but does it now mean that we don't have any enjoyments anymore? Should we eat now ice cream, or I don't know, go to a holiday? So is this renunciation? And no, it's just don't be overly preoccupied with it. See it what it is. It gives you happiness, some type, but not actually what we want. No? So instead of totally dominated by this and looking into the wrong direction, we see it what it is, but with a realistic type of attitude or perspective. So looking inside, this is normally what we do when we do meditation. So maybe you have heard that the Tibetan word for meditation is gom. So gom means familiarization or getting to know. Getting to know what? Your own mind, because alone investigating the workings of these 8 worldly dharmas within our mind gives you already some solution and some benefit, because you see the disadvantages. Then we also do through meditation, we familiarize our mind with peace and also compassion. So compassion is one part. It could be also love, generosity, patience, and so on. Developing a stable mind, that's especially when you do shamatha practice or stabilizing meditation, what we did in the beginning, focusing, for example, on the breath. Because our mind is, as I said, this yo-yo mind goes in this direction, left, right, all the time. There's no stability, no concentration possible. And realizing the nature of reality, this is Vipassana meditation, sometimes in our tradition, I think, translated as analytic meditation. So you really use your mind, your brain, your intellect in order to investigate what's going on in your mind, no? And also reality, because all the problems we have, they come not only through the four eight worldly concerns with this left attachment and right aversion, but they are rooted in ignorance. So not knowing the nature of reality and actually misperceiving the nature of reality. So this would be the way really to get lasting happiness. Because we could now say, yeah, lasting happiness is not possible, and that's true. When in our state of mind, with this ignorance, that's very hard to do. Of course, we can reduce our attachment and our anger, and that's a good way. But it's like you have a tree and you just cut the branches all the time, which is very helpful in order that this tree or the garden of your mind is not overcrowded and damaged by all the different afflictions. But if you really want to get rid of it, you have to cut the root of ignorance. So, and what is ignorance? And what is also the way I would like to go into this more on Monday. But first, I think would be nice to look what is the most precious thing in our life. No? So normally people say, it's my house, it's my family, it's my partner, and so on, or even my health. But according to Buddhism, it's the very fact that you are sitting here and have a human body. This is our so-called precious human life, normally translated as precious human rebirth. But I don't want to speak about rebirth now, because for some people it's maybe a difficult term. So you can just put it aside and we just speak about our present situation, what we have. Because when we want to be happy, then we have also to check, do we have the potential to change our life? Is it even possible? No? And Buddhism says, and especially Tibetan Buddhism, the meditation on the precious human life or the precious human rebirth is the starting point. It's also the beginning of the Lamrim. So this is something which turns your mind to the Dharma, to become free, to set your mind into a safe direction. So why is our life then so special? Some people say, oh, my human body, I have always migraine or toothache, I have cancer, or some others, or my partner left me. So that this may all be true. So, but this, your present human life and also mine, we have amazing conditions at the moment, even if we are sick or something. And we have an incredible potential, and we have this latent wisdom and compassion already within us. So what are these amazing conditions? So the precious human rebirth is actually a technical term in Buddhism. Probably you have heard about the 8 freedoms and the 10 endowments. I won't go into this now, but just seeing that we have a body which is so healthy, or in general healthy, that you can sit here, that you have also the time and the resources to follow a spiritual path. No? So many people, they I think here in Delhi and also somewhere else, they are so busy and have to, no? In order to ensure that they have something, some shelter or something. No? So, and also we have interest in a spiritual path. It does not have to be Buddhism, no? It can be also some other path. No? And we have incredible potential. So this actually would lead into explanation of the nature of the mind. So according to Buddhism, the nature of the mind is pure, totally pure, and the nature of the mind is unaffected by all the depression, afflictions, anger, and so on that we have. They are only superficial phenomena. They are not affecting the true nature of our mind. They are only obscuring it, like clouds, the blue sky, something like this. Also, we have some intelligence. For example, I speak English. I don't know, maybe for some of you it's not your native language. So you have learned something and enough intelligence, no? And also you have resources to come here or to come to another place. No? It does not have to be this. And I think normally we, in our life, in general, I would say we don't really appreciate this. No? So we take it somehow for granted. No? And living like this, no? That's, I think we miss an opportunity. So we really have to become aware of what we are able to do. Just imagine you would be an animal, one of the cows here in Delhi, no? Or even a very good, maybe a dog in a very luxury environment. I think, and probably many people would say, yeah, for them it's actually really difficult to practice a spiritual path. No? They don't have the mental capacity to reflect and have also are controlled more by afflictions. We are free of that. No? Just as one way to express it. So normally we fail to recognize it, we ignore this potential to become totally free of all the afflictions and to cut the root of ignorance, and we are just focusing on our shortcomings. So we have some way of low self-esteem, so also some spiritual low self-esteem, I would even say. So you maybe know the story. There were some psychologists invited to His Holiness to have a discussion, and someone asked His Holiness, so what can we do about low self-esteem? No? And there was then a lot of debate between him and the translator going on, and it seemed that he didn't understood the concept of low self-esteem. No? And he asked then, who has low self-esteem? And everyone raised the hand, no? Who has a problem with it? And he was totally not shocked, but surprised, and said, but why? You have a precious human rebirth, no? Why are you so, have this low self-esteem? There's no reason, no, for this. And I think sometimes we think, oh, we don't have enough time to meditate, and then we have all these obligations, and of course we want so many things, so we don't have time, no? And this is also a way of having low self-esteem, I think. So really appreciate what you have, and that we can become happy, lasting happiness. It's possible. But I think maybe, I'm now biased, I must say, because I'm a Buddhist monk, I think these books I showed in the beginning, I think they won't give you lasting happiness because they don't speak about the root of all things. And this is special for Buddhism, for the Buddha, what he found out. Of course, there are many ways to have happiness, no? Temporary happiness. But he really looked at the root of all the sufferings we have. And when you studied the Four Noble Truths, especially the first truth, the truth of suffering, normally it's now translated as the truth of dukkha, because suffering, everyone thinks of cancer, having an accident, having headache and so on. But dukkha, the Sanskrit or Pali word, really is related, has much more different meanings. And have you heard about the 3 types of dukkha, or 3 types or levels of suffering? Who has heard about this? No one? Yes, some not. So the first level, this is what everyone says. No one wants to get old, get sick, and also die, no? And also to be born is a lot of suffering. So feeling also alone, depressed, lonely. So these belong also to this more manifest type of suffering. We would say the first level would be really suffering. It's also called the suffering of suffering or the suffering of dukkha. And then we have a second level, which is a little bit subtler, as it means the dukkha of change. So everything what we normally think is happiness, the left side of the 8 worldly concerns, is said that's not happiness, that's dukkha of change, because it's just another degree of suffering. So this is really hard to swallow, no? Because I think everyone wants to be happy, and I feel good. No? Why we speak here of suffering? No? So first, when you have something nice or you get some pleasant experiences, it will change. Therefore, it's also called dukkha of change. But there are some easy examples. You sit now here, maybe quite comfortable, but if you have really pain in your knees and you stand up, this is so nice. You really would say this is happiness. But if you continue to stay for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you really want to sit down, no? And then your legs again hurt and you stand up. And this is actually always what we feel is pleasant is just a reducement of some suffering we had before. And you can check for yourself. Next time you eat your favorite meal. In Italy, we always said, and also in the Nalanda monastery where I live, we take the pizza example. You eat your favorite pizza. So if pizza eating would be in the nature of happiness, what we think, then eating 1 pizza, 2 pizza, 3 pizza would increase our happiness, but this is not true. Actually, probably you go to the bathroom and vomit after the 2nd pizza or the 3rd pizza. So here it's also quite to see that we are looking into the wrong direction. So we have to first understand our mind, how it's working, and understand the root problem, that how reality appears to us. So this is the solution, the Buddha said. And of course there would be now a lot of to say, but I think, I'm quite good in time. So maybe it's good if I stop here. Next time I would go into a little bit more details and so on, if you wish, and also to show again the way out of this cycle, what we are constantly self-creating, what would be the solution. But now maybe you have some comments or questions, and I really try to do my best to answer. Okay, and I will repeat the question also for those who are online, and also online people, please ask questions. But first, the lady in red.
Often those who are dear to us, they suffer. It could be mental affliction, sometimes physical cancer. It's very difficult to watch.
Yeah.
So how to have acceptance, equanimity, and how can you be happy and peaceful?
Yeah, that's not easy question. So the question is when one of your relatives or your partner or friends, they are suffering maybe from physical difficulties like cancer and so on, but also mental problems, how can we be compassionate but also have a peaceful mind, no? Or some equanimity. So I think if you feel compassion for them, the wish may they be free from this suffering and the causes of suffering, your mind, you have also some sadness in yourself, no? Some type of pain. But I think this is a good pain, something because we really feel the suffering and so on. I think it's not really easy to get then a peaceful mind, no? Because you see the suffering. No? I think there are many ways what you can practice. For example, you can practice Tonglen for them, no? Taking and giving. If you can do this, that's a quite, I think, advanced practice. So this would be very good to do. And of course, you can help them in any way, you know, maybe in a more practical way, clean the room where they live, help them in other ways, maybe also distract them a little bit from their suffering, also can be helpful. Yeah, I think this would be the ways, but you can't stay in equanimity like neutral feeling or something, no? Because they are so close to you.
If you can say mantras for them, will it?
Yes, yes.
For which will it heal their karma? Will it heal?
No, you can't. So the question is, when can you say mantras and would this heal their karma? First, you can say a lot of mantras and so on. For example, the mantra of the Medicine Buddha, and I think we will do this week or maybe next week, the Medicine Buddha puja. We could, for example, place the names on the dedication list for them. So this is very good. And also you can say mantras, but don't, I would say, don't put it over them. Just do it in a discreet way. But you can't heal the karma. So, because karma is something what the other person produced in their mind. So, and even the Buddha said, I cannot wash your karma away. You have to do it yourself. No? So that's a little bit different from the Hinduistic concept of karma, where I think, but no, I'm not really sure, but what I heard is that you as a family member also can influence the karma of the other person in some way. But the Buddha would say, no, that's not possible. No? Okay, thank you. Other questions or comments or doubts? Doubts is also good. Yes.
Did
Yeah, sorry. Where is it? I'm lost.
The button went to the TV actually.
Yeah, I'm lost. Where is it? Where I am?
Ah, yeah, it's on the TV, so I don't know how to do this now. Maybe if you just close PowerPoint, it will do it automatically.
Yeah, I close it. Yeah, that's because we don't need it. Where's my mouse?
I think it went to the other screen perhaps.
Where's my mouse? Oh, we switch off the... No, that's not possible. If I go here? No?
Oh, okay, so actually it's on the TV, so
Okay. No? Very good.
I'm bringing the mouse back to your screen. Maybe you can see.
Yeah, all these technical things, they solve the problems you had not before.
Yes. Is it okay like this?
Mm-hmm. Good. So sorry, your question.
I actually have two questions. First is, this is my personal sort of question. One of the things that I often have been struggling with over the last few months is I'm thinking a lot about the future. What's going to happen, whether this will happen or not happen. And there's certain moments where I feel like, oh, it's fine, I can let go all of it and I'll be fine, everything will be taken. And I get relaxed automatically. But those moments are so rare. But I can also sense that in those moments, I'm very content, I'm very relaxed, at ease. So the question is, how can I elongate these moments? How can I sort of make these moments my default? How can I not be so anxious about future, what's going to happen next, those sort of things?
Okay, then we stay with the first question. So the question is, there's some participant here who says he has so many worries and concerns about the future, and only in a few rare moments he can relax and really have some contentment and some peaceful mind. So how can we prolong this? No? So some people say, we all have to live in the present moment. We have also to be always in the present moment. And I don't like it so much, no? Because we have also to care for the future. No? We have to plan and so on. But it seems first, maybe there are a lot going on in your life, or maybe in a practical way, you need some time management also. There are a lot of tools on a practical, not Buddhist way. So having good plans, having good writing things down and so on, this already puts things from the head out of your system, and you can easily prolong then your peaceful mind. But it's also very important, I think, to anticipate the future. The same is true for thinking about the past. We have to learn from the past. No? We cannot stay always in the present moment. No? I don't know. Some traditions where it was not this Tibetan tradition. Oh, there's no problem, you just have to stay in the present moment, but you can't. No? You can't, and it's also not useful. No? So maybe start on a practical, go into some time management and put some energy into this. Because from my own experience, I had quite a busy life, also as a school teacher, and I had sometimes 200 students a day, and I have to do many things seems to be at the same time without a clear planning and so on. This gives you also a peace of mind. So it's great if you can stay in the present moment, but it's not always good.
We have a different understanding.
Yes, very good.
I really have a different understanding of the present moment, because there is some problem, it's not the moment to worry about. There is some problem, it is the moment to worry about. To keep the problems that are in the present, that may happen later, but if it's the moment to plan for it, it's the moment to plan for it, it's the present.
Yeah, you could see it like this. But can you say it a little bit louder and shorter, because I have to repeat it?
So there is some problem, it's not the moment to worry about. So because you can do nothing for them, it's too much in the future, or especially for the things that happened in the past, you cannot change them anymore. But there is some elements of the future. It is the moment to do something for them. It not means you are not taking care of what's going to happen. You are taking care of what you can do now. It's different. You are living in the present, but you also have in mind that some of your actions are going to create the karma of your future.
So there's a different opinion to this, but no, that's good. No, this is how we learn, and not everyone says, that's also what the Buddha said, we have to doubt and so on. And yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard this interpretation, but I'm sorry, I'm afraid I cannot really. But it seems that you're more emphasizing the positiveness of being in the present moment.
No.
Also not.
You have to be in the present, but you have to be in the present with what you can do now.
Okay.
And if doing something now is taking care of your future, it's still the present. It's not worrying about it and not doing anything.
But if he's worrying about the future, he's not in the present moment.
No, he's in the future.
Yes.
But if he can do something, if it's a moment he can do something for his future, he should do it.
Yes, this is what I meant. He should do some planning.
But that's
Dependent origination, we are.
I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
The point is, sometimes you do certain things and yet there are other causes and conditions, the other circumstances which are dependent on that, right? And you want that outcome, you want to get it, right? But you also know that you are not the only person involved. There are other people involved whom you have to depend on. You can't control those people.
No.
That's when you but there are certain moments where you are, it's okay, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, that's also okay. I'll figure out something. Something's gonna happen. So I can't put these moments in words, just experience where you just feel very light, you feel very relaxed, right? And that just happened just in this session, few minutes, like few moments, not moments, but half an hour ago or so. So and I can't really understand why those moments come, where they come from, and why do they go away so fast. So and how can you sort of prolong them?
Yeah, I think there's the wish to make them permanent, not changing these moments, but the quality of a moment is also changing, and also our mind is constantly changing. No? So there is actually in this way to really see the present moment. So now I go to maybe understanding what I learned in Zen. So if you really look at the present moment, this very thin line between the past and the present, no? So you cannot find it, no? And but what I heard here from your comment is, as soon as you feel that you cannot control it, no? And you cannot actually do something, no? Then your mind gets more relaxed, no? Because you accept. In this way, why should I worry? I cannot do anything. Therefore, it makes no sense. No, something like this. I think that's healthy, but sometimes it's also not working. No? Especially if there's some pressing points.
Yeah.
No?
If practicing of wisdom of emptiness can lead us to thoughtless process.
The question is the wisdom of emptiness.
Practicing wisdom of emptiness can lead to a thoughtless process.
Yeah, there's something to say about this. What does this mean? First, you have to understand what is emptiness. No? Then it's in the beginning not a thoughtless process, because you first need a conceptual understanding, inferential understanding of emptiness. And after this, over time, it transforms into a direct, non-conceptual way, realizing emptiness. But of course, this would be the final solution. No? This
Not
would
exactly thoughtless, it means intrinsic nature.
Okay. Other questions? Comments?
Could
Yes?
you explain the concept of renunciation? What exactly are we giving up?
Renunciation, yeah, very good. So what is actually renunciation? So renunciation, you could just translate it as the wish to become liberated from samsara. And what you are renouncing is not sense pleasures and so on. You renounce attachment and aversion, no? Or the other afflictions. That is what we are turning away from that, but at the same time we are turning into a direction of become liberated or even enlightened. No? So it has actually turning away into a certain direction. So yeah, that's a not easy way to understand. A lot of people think, oh, then I shouldn't drink any coffee anymore, which would be for me difficult. No? Of course, there are some habits, they are really not good. I would say smoking probably is one of them. Yeah, but also enjoying life in a way that we accept that things are temporary and changing, and we can be happy when we have something new and enjoy it. No? But as soon as we create this attachment, we feel, for example, you get this maybe computer because it's in front of me. So I feel uplifted. No? But at the same time, when you look at it in your mind, you see that your mind is not really happy. It's more agitated, no? A little bit restless, and also gets narrow. And it's like uplifted by a pair of iron pliers. So you have a very tight mind, but if you really can enjoy, oh, what a great thing, I will use it, and if it's breaking because it's impermanence, what to do, no? I think this would be the more healthy way of dealing with it. You had also a question, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a question regarding I feel like there are two forces inside me. Like one pushes us towards, like you said about the eight worldly concerns. There is this good reputation thing. Like I translate is like an attachment. Like I want from my parents, versus like I want to be authentic also, to be true to myself. So when these things are in conflict, like it creates a conflict in my mind. So how to do?
Yeah, that's the question is, so on one side we want to have a good reputation, be appreciated also by others, no? And also get some approval for what we're doing. No? On the other side, so there will be probably some attachment, can be, but it can be also in a more neutral way, without attachment. No? But there's also the wish to be really yourself. No? The authenticity, oh no, the word is so difficult for me. Authenticity? No, almost. But you know what I mean. So how to deal with these different things? No? First, I think it's good to get approval, because it's like a feedback if you're doing right, no? And so on. But on the other side, some people, they, especially now, I think probably on Instagram and so on, and you get all the time this approval, some likings or followers and so on. The problem is that all these people are so different. No? If we try really to follow and to, all the people are different, they have different standards. If we try to fulfill their expectations, no? We really get like a blueprint, like a caricature, no? Something. So I think we have to accept that we cannot get approval from everyone, no? Because people are different and they change also their mind from time to time. No? So I think there's no way except looking at the disadvantages and checking if your mind is really attached to it. Attached, I mean really hanging tight. Or is it you can enjoy if someone makes you a compliment, no? Because you get a good feedback. So that's also good. No? So this would be the way. No? And then if you're not so tight, you can find out where you are with all your limitations we have as human beings, but also seeing this great potential, no? This Buddha nature we all have. No?
question, because when I hear the question, I have the impression that the emotion that is behind all this is fear. People are afraid of what could be the outcome. People are afraid of what their parents can think. People are afraid to lose a partner who is suffering of a disease. And to be really honest, I have no clue to get liberate from fear.
So the comment is that it seems for him that what everyone here said before, there's always underlying underneath the fear of losing and so on. And you have some doubts how you could ever overcome this type of fear. I think that's true, that there, for example, when you are angry also there's a lot of fear, no? Or hatred, there can be a lot of fear behind, no? But I think everything is because we see reality in a certain way, because we see myself as a solid mass, not really changing, maybe over time, and we see also the outside or the other persons as somehow independent, and therefore they can really threat you because you have this solid I. And the way out of it would be an understanding of the emptiness of the self. No? What does it mean? And so on. And this would dissolve the fear. Also the Buddha is said, when he became a Buddha, one of the qualities is his fearlessness. No? He has no fear whatsoever anymore. No? This would be a great state of mind I really would like to have. No? So I think as soon as we maybe can see it also in a positive way, no? Because as long as we feel this fear or depression, it's like a big signal, no? Hello, you think you are solid and there's a concrete outside world. So it's like a signal that we have to work more on realizing or thinking about the selflessness of person. No? And also thinking about karma in the Buddhist way can also help to overcome fear. Because you see, you are not anymore in the role of the victim, other people doing things to me. It happens to me, I cannot have no control. But when you really look into the concept of karma, I think you will see, yes, I did something, a mistake, it has some effects, but I can also change, no? the outcome by changing the causes of my behavior, the intentions, and over time we will achieve a state where there's no fear anymore necessary. No? This would be the Buddhist. Yes.
So is there any purpose of existence itself? And I would say that once we start existing, all these things come into picture, like we want to be peaceful throughout the life, stay happy as long as we can possible. But in the bigger picture of all the things, all the existence of every living being, us, animals, every other being, is there any purpose of existence?
Is there any purpose of existence when we not only look at ourselves, but get to the bigger picture, no? Of all animals? Is there some purpose behind?
This purpose comes into picture when we start existing. Okay, because I exist, now I need to live peacefully and happily. But why do I even exist in the first place?
So there's the question, why, or where do we come from? No? And I think the Buddhist answer to this is for many people not satisfying. They say each sentient being, a sentient, mind-having or consciousness-having being, has its own mental continuum, which has no beginning. and no end. And then that's difficult for us. No? It's that there is no, we cannot say why.
That assumes that we keep taking birth in different
Yes.
physical bodies, but that thing is continuously present. Like,
yeah, even to say who takes rebirth is even a difficult question, because there is no I in this sense, no soul or some core of being. No? It's just a stream of consciousness, which goes into or embodies in the next. So it's not like, for example, you are now, what's your name? Manish. So you are now Manish, and next life you are a dog, no? And you look now out of the eyes of the dog who is Manish now, no? So that's not the case. You are not anymore Manish, because that's only a label, and you have the consciousness of a dog, but still it's a continuity. Yes, we take always rebirth, except we can stop it. And we can stop it when we eliminate the causes for it. And the causes for it are our afflictions and the so-called imprints or energy strains we leave in our consciousness, sometimes called karma. And when we are born in a certain body, as a dog or you now as Manish, you have so-called contaminated aggregates. So aggregates, we have 5 aggregates, but you could reduce it to 2, the body and mind. No? The body and mind aggregates, and they are contaminated because you took rebirth due to having this ignorance, the wrong seeing of reality, and therefore you created a lot of afflictions, which leads to actions, which leaves some imprints, which cause another rebirth in another body, and so on. But we can stop it by totally eliminating the causes for this. So this would be liberation or nirvana. So it would be a total and final cessation of this. But your consciousness, but there are different opinions, your consciousness would continue. Some people or some traditions say it's severed. No? When you become an arhat or achieve nirvana, it's cut. But according to Tibetan tradition, Prasangika and so on, it goes on. And then you have the possibility to take rebirth with control. So for example, you take rebirth then in a way where you can benefit others, no? Out of compassion. Before, what we are doing is we are controlled by our karma and afflictions, and this is samsara, this uncontrolling cycle of taking rebirth, no? Where we have no control. Yeah, there would be now a lot of things to say. I will speak about this point, especially, and I think it's on the 9th of December, the next Saturday, and then Monday, I don't know the dates.
6th is a Saturday,
and 8th. Yeah, so the topic is looking beyond this life. So we speak especially about rebirth, because rebirth in Buddhism is not something what we have to believe. No? It's really try to be logically proved, no? And to show you a little bit this arguments, logic, and also in order really to understand Buddha Dharma, it's very useful to have at least accept the concept of rebirth in a certain way. You know? Of course, we can practice Buddhism also without it, you know? But to get the full flavor would be good to have it, and I will go into this direction, maybe also in the 12 links of dependent origination, you know? Maybe, you know, and then you understand more why we are taking rebirth and what is the problem and how to cut it. You know? So anyone who has not asked a question before? Yes. Mm-hmm.
So when you were speaking earlier, you spoke about the first 2 levels of dukkha.
Mm-hmm.
So could you just touch briefly on that third, like outermost level?
The uttermost level, that's the so-called, so we have this, the question is, I spoke about the two levels of dukkha, dukkha of suffering or suffering of suffering or manifest suffering. The second level is dukkha of change, what we normally compare with or connect with happiness or pleasure. And the last one is pervasive, compounding dukkha. And that's the most subtle level, and this is actually what is special to Buddhism. Because the first level, dukkha, even animals and insects try to avoid it. The dukkha of change, also other religions try to eliminate and deal with this. But this pervasive dukkha, the last subtle level, is the special to Buddhism, and this means, in very simple word, just having a body, just having the 5 aggregates that are contaminated by ignorance, they produce, or they are the potential for every type of suffering that arises. So simply to say, just having this body means you will get sick, you will die, you have been born, and you will have also the subtler level of the dukkha of change. So the subtlest level is, you could say, the ground. From there, all the other 2 levels are arising. It's not so easy to understand, because for this we would have to go a little bit, what are the 5 aggregates? And also, what does it mean to have contaminated aggregates? And also, I think, to go into the 12 links of dependent origination, where the cycle is described. And it becomes then more clearer. But that's the most difficult thing to realize, according to Buddhism.
Are there any texts, Buddhist texts, that would be helpful to explore?
Yes.
It is very subtle, complicated.
Yeah, but very important, actually, So, for example, you could read by Geshe Tashi Tsering. He was the resident teacher of Jamyang, London, and he wrote some books, a series of books, Foundation of Buddhist Practice, so really for people new to Buddhism. And the first one is the Four Noble Truths. So there you find an explanation. Then very useful, I found the books now written by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the nun Thupten Chodron. They just, now the 10th volume just was published, and especially the first 2, the Approaching the Buddhist Path, and the second, and I don't know the title, they go into this, the 4 truths, and in a lot of detail also what is this. So these are really good books. I think you can study them. If you have all 10, they follow the whole Lamrim structure, explain it especially for people who are new to Buddhism somehow. And also Thupten Chodron includes also the Chinese tradition and the so-called Pali tradition. So what we say, it's Theravada tradition. So it gives you a perspective not only on Tibetan Buddhism, but also to the other streams of Buddhism.
What is the name of the author?
The first author is Tashi Tsering. Tashi Tsering. And by the second, I think you go His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and I think when you look at Amazon, you will find it, Approaching the Buddhist Path. It's the Wisdom and Compassion series, I think. So the time is now over. So I would be very happy if you can also join, even online or in person, next Monday. So I will go elaborate more on how to be really happy. And I thank you so much for your openness and also questions and doubts and comments and so on. That's very useful also for myself. And then just for a moment, dedicate. So at the beginning of each Buddhist practice, we set a good intention. So which is very important. At the end of every practice, we try to protect the positive energies we have created, that they not just ripen in temporary happiness, but that they become a cause for the full development of our inner potential. And that was already the dedication, I think. So, but I do it again. So let's direct or dedicate all the positive energies we have created through sharing the Dharma, and every insight, even if it's very small, that it becomes a cause for the full development of our Buddha potential in order to be of benefit for ourselves and of benefit for all other sentient beings. Thank you also all people online. It's very, very nice to see so many people, and wish you a good evening wherever you are.
Thank you.
Yes.
This one is mine. I'll use this for. Just would like to make a few announcements. And first of all, thank you so much, Venerable Thegchog, for accepting our invitation. It's been several months, actually. I think we met in early July, no? We were in Dharamshala. And I asked Venerable, please come, and teach also in Delhi. Actually, I've known Venerable for quite a few years. We met first at Lama Tsongkhapa Institute in Italy, where Venerable was studying the master's program. And then we lived together, actually, at Nalanda Monastery in the south of France. So thank you so much. And actually, Venerable will be here for a bit more than 2 weeks. We are so fortunate. He was actually planning to travel, but he decided maybe more beneficial to stay here for 2 weeks. So thank you so much. And so the next session with Venerable will be on Monday at 6:30 p.m., which will be the continuation of this particular teaching, Finding the Meaning of Life. And then the following sessions will be on the next Saturday, same time, 5 p.m., what is beyond this life, speaking about death and rebirth, right? And also 5 p.m., and again the following Monday, the second session on that topic at 6:30 p.m. Venerable will also lead pujas here. I think the first one is Guru Puja Tsok, the same we did last week. So this is every 2 weeks in the Tibetan calendar. Konchokle, do you have the calendar with you? Yes. Which date is Tsok? It's a Monday, I think.
On Tuesday.
Tuesday, the 10th of December.
Next day, Tuesday.
Yeah, I will announce this. So Venerable will lead a ritual here, the Guru Puja Tsok, which we do every 2 weeks traditionally in the Tibetan calendar. We don't do it every 2 weeks here because sometimes it falls on a day where we are not available. So, but we try to do it regularly. We did it last week, for example. So it will be very interesting to see how Venerable actually leads this puja in English. And then there will also be a Medicine Buddha Puja. I think at the moment it is planned for the Saturday 14th, but I didn't have the chance to discuss this with you yet. Sounds good, no? Okay. Then we have a few special events happening also at the center in the coming days. On Tuesday, Venerable Amy Miller has accepted to come back. So she was also teaching in Dharamshala. And now actually we are traveling together to France, her, Venerable and me. And so she has just 1 day in Delhi, and she accepted to give another teaching. And the topic will be mindful self-compassion in difficult times. So this will be Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. again in person and on Zoom, same place, same Zoom link. Then
Dr. Pooja Devral also taking workshop.
Sorry?
Dr. Pooja Devral
Okay.
also taking workshop.
Okay.
Same time.
I'm not aware of that. Okay.
Workshop on emptiness.
Okay. So then Wednesday, we have another special event. We have a venerable nun who is Indian. I think she's originally from South India, perhaps. And she was a top model, actually. She used to live in New York, and she became a Buddhist nun, I think more than a decade ago. And she engaged in very long-term retreat, receiving many teachings and how do you call them, like transmissions, as well as doing many practices and meditations for several years. And so now her wish is to actually share whatever she has learned from her teachers. She's a disciple of the Taisitu Rinpoche, who also came here in the past. So she will come on Wednesday and she will guide a meditation at 6:30 p.m. So therefore, normally we have the debate sessions online every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So because she is visiting also Delhi just for one day, we are postponing the debate to Saturday after Venerable's teaching. So the online debate will be at 8:30 next Saturday. So I think that is more or less it with regards to the program. You can always find all the details on our website, tushitadeli.com. If you click on event calendar, then you will find all the details, Zoom links, descriptions. You can read also the biographies of the teachers who are coming here and so forth. And then, there is one more actually. On the 16th of December, we are so fortunate there is another venerable nun. Actually, you know her, I think, because she used to live, she lives at Lama Tsongkhapa Institute, Venerable Thupten Dechen. So she is also visiting Delhi, and she will teach on the 16th, that's a Monday, 16th of December at 6:30 p.m. And then we will break for the winter. So from the 17th of December until the 6th of January, we will not hold any program, except of course if any, teacher is visiting, then we'll exceptionally have a session for that. But so far that is the plan. So a lot of upcoming activities. I hope we'll see many of you here and online. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Are you talking about Barkha Madan?
No, another nun.
No?
Barkha Madan, she was an actress. The nun who is coming on Wednesday, upcoming Wednesday, she's called Arya Drolma. She was a top model, yeah.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tushita. Thank you.
Thank you.